Hey, shalom, shalom. It's your brother Montezal. About to do another video in transit. Before I open up, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations to all you Akim out here and you sisters, you know, that believe, you know, and doing the best you can do until the Lord comes. Say shalom to all of you, man. And you know, basically, you know, today I wanted to do go into the word circumspect, you know, because that's how the way we're supposed to be in this walk. You know, being circumspect, man. You know, and basically I have the definition here real quick in the Strong's. I think you pronounce it Shamar or Shamar, and it means to keep, to guard, observe, give heed, to keep, have charge of, to keep, guard, keep, watch, and ward, protect, save life, watch, watchman. See, man, we watchmen. So we supposed to be. That's what a watchman do. He gonna be circumspect. He gonna keep his head on a swivel. You know, not just only you know, watching around him, you know, in the physical, but you got to do that too, of course. But also paying attention to what's going on around you, man. You know, looking at, you know, reading the signs of the times, the prophecies, and also different other activities that's going on around you. You got to pay attention to everything, man, and have complete soundness. He said, so like to watch, wait for, to watch, observe, to observe, celebrate, keep, Sabbath, or covenant, or commands, perform, vow, to keep, preserve, protect, to keep, reserve. It says to be on one's guard, and yeah, to be on one's guard. Take heed, take care, beware, to keep oneself, refrain, abstain, to keep, be guarded, to keep, pay heed, to keep oneself from. This is the KJV translation count. The KJV translates Strong's H8104 in the following matter. Okay. To keep, observe, heed, keeper, preserve, beware, mark, watchman, and wait. So yeah, that's what circumspect, that's the definition in the Strong's. What being circumspect mean basically is, you know, being on your watch, you know, taking heed to everything that's going on around you, man, so that you can, you know, operate in wisdom, having wisdom, man. You know, because that's what the Lord gives us in the Spirit. You know, gives us wisdom, you know, to watch and even to wait. You know what I'm saying? Like what it said, and let me grab that. This is a, you know, just an example. Like the Lord said, watch well as pray. You know, that's even going into being circumspect. You know, watching. This is Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. See, the vision is for an appointed time, man. But at the end, it's gonna speak. You know, and that's what we all, you know, watching and waiting for, man. We waiting for the end to come, man. We watching for it and waiting through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But two, in turn of that, man, hold on, let me finish reading this up. And not, it's like for the Habakkuk 2 and 3, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and it shall not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, and it will not tarry. Hey, at the end, hey, that's what we waiting for. It's gonna surely come in, and it's not gonna tarry. It ain't gonna wait no more. It's gonna be here happening, right before our eyes. The end, judgment to this wicked world, man. And the thing is, you want to be on the right side of the judgment, man. You want to be on the salvation side of it, man. Being saved. So, you know, being circumspect too, you know, it comes into also, you know, watching how the way, you know, we behave, you know, and being wise, man. It goes into that too. You know, you got to have wisdom. Being a circumspect, you know, in this thing, man, you're going to, you know, think and take heed, you know, to what you're doing and what you're saying out of your mouth. You're going to take heed to how the way you behaving, you know, carrying yourself. You got to carry yourself, you know, with some intelligence and class, man, in the spirit, man, righteous, holy, you know, intelligence, you know, and walking in wisdom with a royal mentality, man, like how the way our Lord instructed us through His Word, man. So we gotta listen to what He's saying to us, listen to the law in us, man. The Lord put His Word in us, man. You gotta take heed. All right. Let me grab this real quick. This is Ecclesiastes. Let me grab that real quick. Bear with me here. Ecclesiastes 3. I'm gonna start at 1. And this is the thing right here, man. When we, you know, have to learn how to become balanced through the Spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that we walk circumspect in all things, man. You know, this is Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. It's to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under the heaven. And there's a time, you know, for everything, man, and there's a purpose for everything, man. But you got to know how to discern that through the Spirit of God, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, on what time to do certain things and when to say certain things and when not to say certain things. You got to know when to do certain things, man. You know, and it goes into it. It says, verse 2, it says, a time to be born and a time to die. There's a time to be born, there's a time to die. There's a time to plant and a time to pluck up, and which is planted. So, right, you got to even know the difference between the seasons. You know, and what time it is to plant. What's a good time to plant things? And when is a good time to pluck it up, man? Pick it. What's a good season to pick it? It says there's a time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. There's a time you gotta have wisdom and discernment, even being, you know, like, it might be a time when you have to rebuke a brother, and you got to even know when is a good time to do it. Sometimes it's not good to always just open rebuke, even though the scriptures say open rebuke. You know what I'm saying? It's better than the secret love. But there's even balance in that, man. It all depends. You know, you have wisdom, you know, and when not to do that, man. And there's also a time to build it back up. build that brother or sister back up. You know, you got to know when and how to do it, you know, through the Spirit. You know, you don't want to do it too soon sometimes, because sometimes, man, then you won't be able to really try this person, man, to see if they, you know, are authentic. If you move too quick, you know, you got to have wisdom in all things. This is what this is saying. There's a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. You know, you don't want to mourn, you know what I'm saying, at the wrong time. You don't want to laugh at the wrong time, man. Who's going to laugh at a wedding? I mean, at a funeral. When somebody's really sick or something like that, man, that ain't no time to be laughing. You know? That's the time to be mourning. Speaking of which, we are in those times of mourning. You know, but even in that, there's a time where you can laugh, you know, and have some fun, you know, depending on the situation and the circumstances. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rent and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So basically, there's a time for everything, man. And this is how the way, you know, we supposed to walk in our life, circumspect in wisdom, right? Circumspect with wisdom, so that we know how to operate in the faith, you know. So we know how to, so we know how to conduct ourselves in the right times, man. And that's having that temperance. You know, being temperate in all things, man. Being balanced, having wisdom. I'm gonna close out with this, and then let me see. Matter of fact, let me grab it in the. So yeah, this is how you know. So I'm just talking about wisdom. I'm gonna read it in both KJV and NLT. This is Ephesians 5:15. It says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." See, we're supposed to walk circumspectly, and then it tells you to. It says not as fools, but as wise, man. You're not supposed to walk around like fools. I'm in the truth, but you don't even know nothing about it. I'm in the truth. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. You know, but you're not, being a Hebrew Israelite, because you don't even know how to be an Israelite. You just know that you're a Hebrew Israelite, you know what I'm saying, by, your bloodline or whatever. But, spiritually, you discern. Walking around in a stupor, drunk. Still being foolish, man, and simple. We're not supposed to walk around as fools. We're supposed to walk around having wisdom. I'm gonna read it in the NLT. This is Ephesians 5:15 in the NLT. It says, "So be careful how you live." So basically, circumspect going into also being careful, man, and how the way you live. Be careful, man, the way you live, man. Be careful on the things that you're doing. Be careful on what you say. and how the way you operate, man. How you behave. We got to be like King David, man. Behaving ourselves wisely. You know, walking around with the law, statutes, and commandments, you know, as a, how you say how the scripture go? Like, I forget how it goes. As a, something to take to our eyelids. And the law, statutes, and commandments, take to our eyelids. Something like that, roughly paraphrasing. You know, through the Spirit. And if you don't know basically something, man, find out, man. Ask questions. You know, don't walk around, you know, in the dark, man, as a fool, not knowing anything. You know, it plainly say right here, it says, so be careful how you live. So we got to be careful how we live. Make sure we're doing the right things, man. It says, don't live like fools. Don't live like a fool, but like those who are wise. So yeah, you want to mark the perfect man, you know, through the Spirit, man, and, you know, live like him. Pay attention to him, man. He's an example, like the apostles. You know, our beloved apostles. Look how the way they live and move, man. Follow behind what they're doing. You know, don't be doing what the world is doing. We see what they're doing. We're supposed to be coming up out of that mentality, man. Putting off the old man and putting on the new man. So yeah, being circumspect is, you know, basically in all things. What's going on physically around you, what's going on with you, yourself, and what's going on spiritually, man, in prophecy, everything. You know, you got to basically be woke. You got to be woke, paying attention, man. You got to be woke to be on your watch. So you can pay attention to what's going on, man. Being circumspect, man. You know, looking at the time that we're in, man. Real quick. And then I'm going to close with that, man. For real, I'm going to close this time. Now, this is a 2nd Ezra. Is it 2nd Ezra? Chapter 9. I'm sorry, 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. So you got to be circumspect, man, to even watch, you know, the signs of the times diligently, man. You got to be, you know, aware, man, and woke to even be able to do these things, man. Because if you're not, you're going to get caught off guard if you're not being circumspect. You're looking over here, but you don't see what's going on behind you. The enemy creeping in on you, man, about to devour you. And you're going to get caught because you're not paying attention. You're not on your watch. Verse 2, he says, then shalt thou understand that it is that very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he had made. So then you're going to see, man, all of these prophecies that's unfolding. You're going to know what season it is, man. You know, the time of harvest. Because that's when the Lord is going to come with the sickle in his hand, man. And you want to be part of that good harvest, you know, preserved for the salvation. Stored up on a chariot, man. You know, and not, you don't want to be you don't want to be the chaff, you know, that's going to be gathered up and thrown into the fire. You know, so what do you got to do? You got to walk circumspectly, man. You know, and being wise, man, but not, and walking not like a fool, being a fool, man. Not paying attention, thinking you got all the time in the world, man. Only a fool would think that. Only a fool will walk around thinking that he has all the time in the world, looking at these prophecies happening, man, unfolding. And did not the Lord say he gonna speed up the times for his elect, for his very elect's sake? Did he not say that? So, man, you start seeing one prophecy, and then before you know it, another one is happening. and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then the end. But you can only see that if you walk in circumspectly through the spirit power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. You know? Verse 3, he said, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Verse 4, he says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Verse 5, he says, for like as all that is made in the world had the beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So yeah, then the end gonna be made manifest, man. You know, and the only way you're gonna be able to see that is if you are being circumspect, man. That you're walking in the spirit, and that you're on your watch, paying attention, man. Salakia, paying attention to what the hell is going on, man. What's going on in prophecy, and also making sure you get your houses in order, knowing that, you know, the Lord is coming. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is coming, man. Because you don't want to walk as a fool in this thing neither, man. Not preparing yourself, not preparing your house for the Lord, man. It is, you're standing on your watch prophesying, but you're not preparing yourself, you know, for the salvation. That's a person that's walking as a fool. You know, with that, man, I hope, you know, you will all edify and give all praises and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, Waharakah Kadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone and Ruel. Peace and salutations to all the Akim out here, laboring in this truth and truth and sincerity. Shalom.